Well, you know what? I haven't seen him in a long time since we did Rock and Roll Hall. The Rock Walk.
For decades, Journey fans have wondered what really happened between Steve Perry and Neal Schon. They weren't just bandmates, they were once like brothers, creating some of the biggest songs in rock history together. But somewhere between the sold-out arenas, enormous success, health struggles, and battles over Journey's future, that bond completely fell apart. Now, at 72, Neal Schon is speaking more openly than ever, and one admission says everything. After all these years, there is zero dialogue between them. Schon even says he tried reaching out to Perry personally, only to hear nothing back.
You know, I have high regard for him, I had a lot of love for him, and we made some timeless music.
So how did one of rock's greatest partnerships go from writing classics together in a Denver hotel room to barely speaking at all? And is there still any chance Steve Perry and Neal Schon could finally repair what was broken? The story goes all the way back to 1977 when Steve Perry was invited to a hotel in Denver, Colorado to meet Journey while the band was touring. Journey manager Herbie Herbert had reportedly heard Perry's recordings with Alien Project and believed his voice might be exactly what the group needed. It was the first time Perry and Neal Schon worked together directly, and the timing couldn't have been more serious. Journey was facing pressure to change its sound and strengthen its future with Columbia Records. At that point, Journey still hadn't found the huge commercial success it wanted. The band's first 3 albums leaned heavily into jazz rock and progressive rock, earning respect from critics but only modest sales. The label wanted something that could reach a much bigger audience, meaning Journey needed a new direction, and fast. The stakes were getting higher as the music business became more competitive. Then came the Denver meeting that changed everything. Schon and Perry started making music together, and the chemistry reportedly hit almost immediately.
And it was great seeing him then. So I don't imagine it being any different.
After just a few hours working side by side, they completed Patiently, beginning what would become one of the most important songwriting partnerships in Journey's history. Schon has explained in interviews over the years that their first session was far less complicated than people might imagine. There was no massive audition, no drawn-out strategy meeting, and no carefully scripted plan. The 2 musicians simply started working in the hotel room, and the ideas came quickly. It was raw, spontaneous, and almost shockingly easy. Within hours, Schon and Perry had Patiently written.
That nobody can deny, and he was one of the greatest vocalists of all time, so.
For Schon, that moment showed they had stumbled onto a rare creative connection. He has recalled how the melodies, lyrics, and musical ideas seemed to come naturally without endless debate or second-guessing. That short session helped convince Journey that Perry could be the missing piece they desperately needed. Not long after, Perry became Journey's lead singer, completely changing the band's direction. With his unmistakable voice and Schon's killer guitar work, 1978's Infinity became their big breakthrough, kicking off a run that included Evolution, Departure, and the massive 1981 album Escape. Journey was suddenly playing in a whole different league. Perry and Schon became a powerful creative duo, helping shape huge songs like Don't Stop Believin', Open Arms, and Faithfully. Those tracks didn't just dominate their era. They kept showing up decades later in movies, TV shows, charts, and live performances. Behind the scenes, Perry and Schon were more than bandmates. Schon has described their relationship as being like brothers. They toured, wrote music, chased success, and handled the wild pressure that came with becoming global rock stars. But as Journey got bigger, things got messy. Exhaustion, health concerns, pressure, and personal decisions slowly strained that tight bond. By the late 1980s, the cracks were showing, and Perry eventually walked away from Journey. Perry was dealing with burnout, and he also wanted to spend time caring for his seriously ill mother. His exit came while Journey still carried enormous career momentum, making the decision a major shock for many fans. After spending time on separate projects, however, Perry and Journey eventually found enough common ground to reunite. That reunion produced Trial by Fire in 1996, bringing key members of Journey's classic era back into the studio after years apart. The album quickly drew attention, and plans began taking shape for a major concert tour. It looked like Journey was finally back, but before the tour could even begin, a serious health problem changed the situation dramatically. While hiking in Hawaii, Perry suffered an injury that worsened an existing hip problem. Doctors diagnosed him with a degenerative hip condition and recommended hip replacement surgery. According to Perry's later interviews, he wanted to delay the operation, while other members of Journey were concerned that a long wait could cost the band its chance to tour behind Trial by Fire. Suddenly, a reunion that had taken years to happen was caught in a painful standoff. The clash over Steve Perry's health soon turned into a serious disagreement about what should happen next. Perry's priority was getting healthy before returning to the stage, while Journey also had to think about tour plans and commercial commitments already in motion. What began as a medical issue quickly became something much bigger, creating a turning point in Perry's relationship with Neal Schon and the rest of Journey. By 1998, Perry had officially left Journey, saying it was his decision because he wasn't physically ready to perform. He also made his position clear with the famous statement, "Don't call it Journey." But Schon strongly rejected claims that Perry was pushed out, insisting, "We didn't kick him out, he walked." Two completely different perspectives, and fans kept debating what really happened. Journey moved forward with other singers, but Perry never escaped the reunion talk. Then, in 2022, things got even more complicated when Perry challenged trademark applications involving names tied to famous Journey songs, creating another dispute over the band's legacy and merchandise. Still, Schon suggested the personal door remained open. He said he tried contacting Perry to rebuild some kind of relationship away from Journey's business drama. But in an October 2025 interview with Eddie Trunk, Schon described their communication as zero dialogue. He even claimed he invited Perry to a San Francisco Giants game and never received a response. Meanwhile, Perry had already shown he didn't need Journey to score major success. His 1984 solo debut, Street Talk, reached the Billboard 200's top 5 and went platinum, proving his voice could still pull a massive audience on its own. The biggest hit from Street Talk was "Oh Sherry," inspired by Perry's girlfriend at the time, Sherry Swafford. The song became a major chart success and gave Perry something incredibly important: an identity beyond being Journey's famous frontman. Another single, "Foolish Heart," also performed strongly, proving that listeners were willing to follow Perry even when the Journey name wasn't attached. After the success of Street Talk, Perry continued spending much of his time working with Journey. But in 1994, he stepped back into the solo spotlight with his second album, For the Love of Strange Medicine. The record showed a more mature side of Perry, mixing rock with familiar pop elements that fit naturally with his unmistakable voice. Critics generally responded positively, although commercially the album didn't reach the same heights as his explosive solo debut. Still, the record made one thing clear: Perry wasn't interested in simply living off Journey's massive legacy. He wanted his own artistic path. But after eventually leaving Journey, something happened that few fans expected. Steve Perry practically vanished from the music scene. For nearly 2 decades, there was no new studio album and no massive comeback tour. The silence became so long that many fans assumed Perry had walked away from music permanently. In later interviews, however, Perry explained that the story was much deeper than a simple career change. He spoke about dealing with prolonged burnout, losing his creative motivation, and no longer feeling prepared to handle the relentless pressure surrounding the music business. Perry refused to make music just because fans or the industry expected it. He wanted the desire to return naturally, and in 2018 it finally did with Traces, his first studio album in 24 years. The comeback made noise fast, reaching the Billboard 200's top 10, and proving fans were still waiting for that legendary voice. Perry continued releasing music on his own terms, including Christmas material and, more recently, a duet of Journey's Faithfully with Willie Nelson. But even with his return to recording, Perry showed little interest in jumping back into the non-stop grind of major touring. Away from music, his personal life carried its own twists. In 1984, Sherry Swafford famously appeared in the video for Oh Sherry, a song inspired by their relationship. After they eventually separated, Perry became extremely private about his romantic life, leaving curious fans with very few details. Years later, Perry's world changed when he met psychologist Kelly Nash, who was living with breast cancer. They began a relationship in 2011 after being connected through a mutual friend. Perry later spoke about how deeply Nash changed his outlook on life, saying their relationship brought him a powerful sense of love and connection after years of keeping that part of himself guarded. Their relationship unfolded during a period when Perry had largely stepped away from the music industry. Nash continued receiving cancer treatment while they were together, and Perry remained by her side through much of that difficult period. He later spoke about the emotional impact of their relationship and how deeply it changed his priorities. In December 2012, Nash died after her battle with cancer. Her death became a devastating chapter in Perry's life, and he has openly discussed the lasting impact of losing her. According to Perry, before her death, Nash made him promise not to retreat back into isolation and encouraged him to reconnect with music. That promise became deeply important to him. Years later, Perry connected Nash's encouragement with the creative journey that eventually led to Traces, his long-awaited return to recording. The album wasn't simply another career move. It emerged after years of grief, reflection, and rediscovering his desire to make music. At the same time, Perry has remained fiercely private about his family. He has publicly acknowledged having a daughter and grandchildren, but he has chosen not to reveal their identities or expose details of their lives. That boundary has allowed his family to remain outside the intense attention surrounding his fame. Perry has never viewed marriage as a must. He has connected that outlook partly to seeing struggles in his parents' marriage and divorces around him. For Perry, trust, respect, and a real connection matter more than making a relationship official on paper. That same independent mindset now shapes his whole lifestyle. Instead of the non-stop recording, touring, and packed arenas of Journey's glory days, Perry controls his schedule and only takes on projects that genuinely feel right. Outside music, Perry is a serious San Francisco Giants fan. Baseball became especially important during difficult periods, with Perry even saying the team saved me. He's also into cars and driving, although he keeps details about that side of his life pretty low-key. And Perry's decades of success still carry serious financial weight. Public estimates have placed his net worth around $70 million, though those numbers aren't confirmed financial records. Royalties and other earnings tied to Journey's massive catalog and his solo music are widely believed to remain important sources of income. Songs including Don't Stop Believin', Open Arms, and Faithfully continue reaching huge audiences through streaming, radio, movies, television, advertising, and licensing. His solo catalog has also contributed to his long-term success, giving Perry another source of music-related earnings outside Journey. Perry has also been reported to own property in California, although he keeps details about his home life extremely private. That secrecy fits the life he has built, far removed from the relentless public exposure that surrounded Journey at its commercial peak. Perry rarely talks about where he lives or what personal assets he owns, and that secrecy is no accident. Protecting his private life has been one of his strongest boundaries for years, especially after spending so much of his career under the intense spotlight that came with Journey's massive success. His health has also played a major role in the choices he has made. Perry eventually underwent hip replacement surgery after the condition that complicated Journey's planned return to touring. The procedure was successful and greatly improved his mobility. Even so, Perry didn't use his recovery as a reason to jump back into the exhausting schedule of major tours and constant performances. Another frightening health challenge arrived in 2013 when Perry revealed that he had been diagnosed with melanoma, a form of skin cancer. He underwent treatment and said the cancer was successfully removed. In more recent years, Perry has continued moving at his own pace, maintaining a positive outlook while making music only when he genuinely believes he has something meaningful to share. And through all of this, one question refuses to disappear. What happens between Steve Perry and Neal Schon? Even decades after they stopped regularly performing together, comments from either man can instantly get Journey fans talking. Perry, however, has given no clear indication that he plans to rejoin Journey or abandon the quieter lifestyle he has built. Nearly half a century after that first meeting in Denver, their story still doesn't have the neat ending millions of fans might want. So what do you think? Could Steve Perry and Neal Schon ever truly repair their relationship, or has too much happened between them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more stories about the biggest names in music. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.